Hello everyone, welcome back. Let's talk about another medium problem on Leetcode today. Find missing observations, Leetcode 2028. In this problem, we are given n plus m six-sided dice rolls with each face numbered 1 to 6. N of the observations went missing and we only have the observation of m rolls. Fortunately, we also calculated the average value of n plus m rolls. That is what they are calling mean. We are given an integer array rolls of length m, where rolls I is the value of ith observation. We are also given two integers, mean and n, where mean represents the average value of n plus m rolls and n represents the number of missing observations. We should return an array of length n containing the missing observations such that average value of n plus m rolls is exactly equal to mean. If there are multiple valid answers, return any of them. If no such array exists, return an empty array. Then in example 1, we are given rows as 3, 2, 4, 3. Mean is equal to 4 and n is equal to 2. Let's also cover a bit of math with this example. We know that we are given m rows where m is equal to 4, right? Because we have 4 observations in the rows array. Then we are also given n is 2 and these are the 2 missing rows. Now we have to fill in this missing array. So what else is given to us so that we can fill in this missing array? And the answer is we are also given total sum, because they have given the definition of mean as sum of all the rows, that is total sum divided by total number of observations, that is total sum divided by m plus n. So because of this, our total sum is equal to mean into m plus n. And what is our mean? That is given as 4. What is m plus n? We just calculated m is equal to 4 and n is equal to 2, right? So 4 plus 2 is 6. So that is why we will get total sum is equal to 24. So now that we have the total sum, we can actually calculate missing sum and distribute it among the two rows. So what will be our missing sum? It will be equal to total sum minus current sum, where current sum is the sum of all the rows that is available to us. That is sum of m rows. So current sum will be equal to 3 plus 2 plus 4 plus 3, that is 12. And our total sum was equal to 24. So our missing sum is equal to 12. And we have to distribute it among two missing rows. And only possibility we have is to distribute 6 each to both the observations, because maximum value of dice can be 6. So if we assign less than 6 to one of the observations, then other observation will get more than 6. For example, if we assign 5 to observation 1, then observation 2 is 7. So we can just divide equally by 2 and return array of all values being 6. So we were lucky here, as we can divide this missing sum by 2 or missing sum by n, and we got 6 each for the remaining rows. But in general, how can we distribute the missing sum? And for that, let's first see what can be the value of each row. It can be between 1 and 6, right? So at minimum, all the observations should have value 1, and at maximum it can be 6. So our missing sum at minimum can be equal to n, because then each value will have the value 1, and at maximum it can be equal to 6n, because then all the observations will have the roll value equal to 6. So first thing is our missing sum should be less than equal to 6n and should be greater than equal to n. So for example, if our missing sum was 19 and number of observations is 3, then we cannot distribute this missing sum at all, because two values can be 6, but then the last value can be 7. So this is not at all possible. And again, our n is equal to 3 and missing sum is equal to 2. Then again, we can distribute 1 each to two observations, but then the last observation will get 0, which is again not possible. So if our missing sum is between n and 6n inclusively, then there are multiple ways to distribute this missing sum. One way can be that we distribute 1 to each observation initially, because that is the minimum value we have to assign to the observation. And then our missing sum will be equal to missing sum minus n. Then we distribute the remaining missing sum among these elements without exceeding the maximum roll value of 6. So for that we will try to assign 5, because 1 is already there. So we will try to assign 5 greedily to all the observations until we run out of missing sum. So for example, if n is equal to 3 and missing sum is equal to 17. So initially we will assign 1 each to all the observation, and now our missing sum becomes 14. And now we will divide 5 each to all the observations. So now our observation value becomes 6 here. Then we distribute 5 here as well. So our observation value becomes 6 here as well. And now we have only 4 remaining. So we will assign 4 here. So one of the distribution can be 6, 6, 5. Another approach can be that we divide the missing sum by n and assign each part equally to all the observations, and then assigning remainder value one by one to each observation. So for example, if our missing sum was 17 and n is equal to 3, then we can divide 17 by 3, so that will give us 5. So that means we can assign 5 equally to all the observations. And what is the remainder now? It is 2. So now we will try to assign 1 each to all the remaining observations. So it will be plus 1 here, plus 1 here. So it will become 6, 6 and 5. Now let's take example 2 for more clarity. Roles is equal to 1, 5, 6. That means m is equal to 3 and n is equal to 4. And mean is given as 3 to us. So m plus n becomes 7. So our total sum is equal to 3 into 7, that is 21. And our current sum, that is sum of given m rows, will become 1 plus 5 plus 6, that is 12. So our missing sum is equal to total sum minus current sum equal to 9. Now we have to distribute missing sum of 9 among 4 observations. So first we assign the minimum value of 1 to each observation, and now our minimum sum will become 9 minus 4 is equal to 5. Then we will greedily assign 5 additional dice value to the observations again. So we assign 5 here and our missing sum becomes 0. So our distribution is complete. So our answer is 6111, and even though it is different from the answer in Leetcode's example 2, it is still an accepted answer. And just to verify, if we sum up all the roles, that is sum of n roles plus sum of m roles, that is 9 plus 12, divided by total number of rows, that is 3 plus 4, then our mean value will be equal to 3. Another way can be like we discussed, we can divide 9 by 4 equally, so that will assign the value 2 to the missing observations. Then the remainder is 1. So we have to distribute this remainder as well. And we can assign that by assigning value 1 to all the observations till the remainder becomes 0. So we assign it to the first observation and our remainder is now 0. And that means our distribution is now complete. So we get 3, 2, 2, 2, and this is also one of the accepted answers. So now, just to summarize, our problem has 2 parts. First, we do the little math and find the missing sum. And then as step 2, we run the simulation to distribute the dice rolls. Now let's jump into the code part. So first, let's calculate the total sum. For that, we will need number of rolls. Total sum will be equal to mean into m plus n. Then our current sum will be equal to sum of all the values in rows. We can do arrays.stream and then we can just pass in rows dot sum. Then we will get the missing sum. So it will be equal to total sum minus current sum. And now we will do the validation. If missing sum is less than n or missing sum is greater than 6 into n, that means we cannot do any distribution. So we will just return an empty array. Otherwise, we will just create our answer array that will hold a distribution of missing observations. So initially, we can fill the answer with value 1. We will reduce missing sum by n for that. And now we will loop on answers array until missing sum is greater than 0. We will try to assign the value 5 to it, or whatever is the remaining missing sum if it is less than 5. Right, so we will take minimum of that and assign that value by adding it to the ith distribution and subtract that value from missing sum. Else, if missing sum is less than equal to 0, we can just break, and finally we will return the answer. Let's run this code. Cool. Let's submit this code. Cool. In terms of time complexity, it will be O of m plus n because we are calculating the current sum by looping on the roles array. So that will take O of m time. And then we are looping on missing observations array. That is our answer array, distributing the missing sum, and that takes O of n time. So overall the time complexity is O of m plus n. And in terms of space complexity, it will be O of n because we are using this answer array to store the result. Even though this is not an auxiliary space, it is required to store the answer. So the space complexity is O of n. I hope this video was useful to you. If it was, please like, share and subscribe. The code link is in the description below. If you have any questions or suggestions, please write it in the comment box. Thank you for watching. See you next time.